Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In my last video that I posted about the 12-volt outlet that I added on my Kioti CK2610 here, I had a bunch of comments asking about the accessory lighting I've got on here, as far as my turn signals, moving them to the fenders, and my spotlights or floodlights, I should say, and the rear spotlight light bar on the back here. So I figured today, obviously they're already installed, so I can't do like an installation video per se, but I figured I'd give everybody an overview of how I moved the wires for the turn signals and which lights I purchased to do the installation. All right, so starting at the rear here, this is all these lights, by the way, everything here is from Harbor Freight. So these are the 14-inch spot flood combo light bar, and it's number 64321. So the factory fuel tank has these brackets that stick out the side here. I did have to kind of tweak it out just a touch to get the original mounting hardware to work for this, but it actually worked pretty well. This one has a threaded insert welded into the back, so I was able to just use that one. And then this one here, if I remember right, I can't remember if I had to drill a hole or if this one already had the hole, but that one I did have to nut and bolt. And then I just tucked the wire down the side of the ROPS and with the factory wiring harness clamps here. The other wire that's running down is going to the 3-inch LED floodlights. They offer them in a spot or a flood. I didn't want a spotlight. These will shine. My driveway is almost 300 feet long, and they'll light up the road from my garage. So, you know, even though they are a quote floodlight, they actually do a really good job of shining light pretty far. But I wanted more of a wide view. You know, I mean, this light, even though the light's here, I get light, you know, probably out to the side here or so, and just about dead even in front of the tractor. So the way they're both pointed out at an angle, I end up getting a lot of light right in front of the tractor as well. And I don't think I would have got that if I had gone with the spotlight, but maybe for your application, the spotlight would work well. Now from the factory, the turn signals are mounted up here. So all I did for those was the wiring harness comes down. Originally you'll have just a clear decal on the top of your fender up here to you know, cover this hole. So I just kind of neatly routed the harness down here and through this existing grommet that's already on the side of the fender here, and then just balled the wiring up down to the side and kind of zip tied it so it's nice and neat. That left all the original cable clamps that are already on the ROPS, and I used those for the waterproof connectors and all that stuff that comes with the LED lights. Now, I mentioned in my other video, I do a bunch of automotive wiring, whatever, here and there on the side, but I also purchased the wiring kit with these. I got 2 kits, so I got one kit for the pair of floodlights up top. I got one kit for the pair of them, and then I got one kit for the light bar. And the kit does actually come with a Y splitter to split between the 2 lights. So that is part number 64330. So I got 2 of them, and that came with plenty of wire to run all the way to the battery at the front. So how it's ran is the wiring kit comes with the, I believe these are Deutsch connectors. They're waterproof. I can't remember off the top of my head exactly which style they are. But essentially, I've ran the harness down over top of the transmission, and this is where it splits off here to go to the other side. You can see maybe see the split right there, and it comes up to go up the right side for our right spot or right floodlight. I keep screwing that up. And then everything runs kind of neatly over top of the transmission here. right past my seat bypass connector. And then you might not even be able to see the camera. I don't know if it'll focus in, but there you can see 3 wires right here. So I actually took the floor mat up, which you might not even have anyways. And then in the center of the floor mat is this panel. This comes off, gives you access to the top of the transmission. So what I did at that point was, once that panel was off, I found kind of the safest place to route everything, and it wasn't going to pinch. And then this plastic piece comes off here, this trim piece, which gives you access, you know, under this cover, whatever, right? So then that brings me to the relays. So these do use a relay. I don't really see the need for them, honestly, because the lights only draw like 1.5 amps, 2 amps. But there's a relay for each light harness. So I was able to just use a self-tapping sheet metal screw and install them right onto the firewall here. It wasn't 100% where I wanted them. I would have loved to have had them up a little bit longer, but just working with the wiring that I had from the battery terminals, that was the all the length that I had to work with. So the wiring from the relay to the battery are these two, and I just ran them into the factory zip tie and everything that's here that's holding the hydraulic hoses that go to the steering ram, and they're going down underneath the radiator and coming up here through the radiator grommet, or the this foam grommet in front of the radiator where the, you know, your battery terminals are. Obviously positive, negative to negative. I just used the stud that was on here on the factory battery terminals, and they're all fused, you know. So I think the harness kit was like $26, $27. I was gonna have a hard time building this for the price of it, you know, so it kind of paid for itself. And then in the kit for the light switches, so now up here in the dash for the light switches, the wiring kit does come with a switch. It's a round one. I believe you drill like a 3/4 or 5/8 hole or something, and the switch will snap down in. It's got 3 spade connectors on the back, and that is the power in, power out, and the light for the switch, you know, to tell you that your lights are on. Well, I didn't really want to go drilling holes in the dash of this, mostly because if I ever decided to remove the lights or change something different, you know, I didn't want to end up with a hole there. But the dash does come with a couple knockouts on here, factory knockouts. It's for options such as, like, I believe, don't quote me because I don't have cruise control, but I believe cruise control is one of them. I'm not sure even what else goes in here as far as other options, but I had the knockouts here. I took them out. I actually took the knockout plug with me, and I went to our local West Marine. Now, I wish I had purchased these online and had not been in such a rush, because I believe I paid like $34 a piece for these waterproof switches. I'm not saying they're not nice or anything, but I probably could have got a pair of them for $20, you know, so do your homework on that, I guess. But like I said, I just wanted to be able to make sure that everything I got matched up to be the exact right size. And these have the light does light up on them. It's very difficult to see here during the day, but the light does light up on them, and they fit right into place without having to punch any extra holes in the tractor, which I liked. So that's pretty much a real quick overview of installing the aftermarket flood. I got it right that time. Floodlights and the light bar on the back of the tractor. If you want to see more, tonight I will get maybe a video of it running and stuff with the lights on at night, so you can actually get an idea about how well the lights work compared to the factory headlights. And you know, if there's anything else you guys want to see, just make sure to throw it in the comments or shoot me a message and let me know. Thanks. All right, so here we are with the factory headlights on. Notice I don't have any sort of grill guard, nothing blocking the lights, right? So there is the stock headlights. So I am going to kick on the Roadshock floodlights so you can see what they do. And it is a huge difference compared to the stock headlights. As you can see a little bit what I was saying before, I got a pretty wide field of view here. You know, I mean, I stand on the brush hog, so we're right behind the tractor. You know, I mean, it's probably 45 degrees or so off to each side, and I could angle those out further if I needed. You know, they do a great job, and they throw a lot of light far out too. I mean, I'll turn the headlights off here. You know, and it's still doing a pretty good job shining light directly ahead, especially for a floodlight. So now, so I don't get blinded, I'll kick those off and I'll kick the rear on. So this is the 14-inch spot flood combo, and the camera's not really doing it justice, but the trees that are back there are lit up really well too. Obviously the light's all focused in the center because of the spot. And even the brush hog's currently in the way a little bit of it now. But, you know, like I said, overall, really impressed with the lights, especially for the price, you know. Certainly makes working at night a lot easier to do. So, thanks again for tuning in, and if there's anything else you guys want to see tractor-wise on the videos, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you want, and make sure to like, share, and subscribe. It's definitely a big help, and you know, we finally reached our 1,000 subscriber mark. You guys have a good one.